Jupiter is the largest planet in our solar system, and it's no wonder it's called the king of the planets. It's a gas giant whose mass is more than twice that of all the other planets combined. Imagine, you could fit over 1,300 Earths inside Jupiter. Jupiter is composed mostly of hydrogen and helium, and its dense atmosphere hides many mysteries. One of the most impressive aspects of Jupiter is its famous Great Red Spot. This is a giant storm that has been raging on the planet for over 300 years. By comparison, this storm is so large that it could fit 2 or 3 Earth-sized planets. Imagine something like this on our planet, a continuous hurricane that would last not just a few days, but several centuries. In addition to the Great Red Spot, Jupiter also has other storms that pass through its atmosphere, creating complex and bizarre cloud patterns. Because the planet spins very fast, making a full revolution in just 10 hours, these clouds stretch into long streaks that give Jupiter its characteristic striped appearance. But that's not all. Jupiter has the strongest magnetic field in the solar system. It's 20,000 times more powerful than Earth's. This magnetic field creates powerful radiation belts around the planet that make its surroundings very dangerous for spacecraft and satellites. When it comes to satellites, Jupiter is a real record breaker in this respect as well. It has 79 known satellites, and among them there are some real treasures. One of them is Ganymede, the largest satellite in the solar system, which is even bigger than Mercury. And Europa, another satellite of Jupiter, is considered one of the best candidates for the presence of life in our solar system, thanks to the ocean hidden beneath its icy crust. Scientists believe that there is liquid water beneath Europa's surface, and it is possible that some life forms could exist in this ocean. Jupiter also has rings, although they are not as bright and noticeable as Saturn's. They were discovered not too long ago, and they are made up of tiny dust particles that reflect sunlight. The Galileo space probe was sent to Jupiter in 1995 and sent us data about the planet and its satellites until 2003. Now the Juno mission continues to study Jupiter, revealing its secrets, from the planet's structure to the dynamics of its atmosphere. Do you think Jupiter can still surprise us? What secrets does it hide in its clouds? Subscribe to the channel to learn more about the mysteries of space. Welcome to an amazing journey to the 2 giants of our solar system, Jupiter and Saturn. These planets are true cosmic colossi, and studying them reveals amazing secrets of the universe. Let's start with Jupiter. Jupiter is the largest planet in our system and is so massive that its mass is 2.5 times that of all the other planets combined. Its atmosphere is made up mostly of hydrogen and helium, and the famous streaks and curls on the surface are powerful storms that have been raging for thousands of years. The most famous of these is the Great Red Spot, a giant storm larger than Earth that hasn't stopped for centuries. Imagine how powerful and grandiose this phenomenon is. Jupiter is also surrounded by a ring of 79 known satellites. Among them, Ganymede, the largest satellite in the solar system, even larger than the planet Mercury, stands out. And Europa, another of Jupiter's satellites, is covered in a crust of ice that hides an ocean where life may exist. Now let's move on to Saturn, the planet with the most beautiful rings. Saturn is the second largest planet in our system and is also a gas giant. Its rings, which can be seen even from Earth, are made up of billions of pieces of ice and rock. These rings aren't just decorative, they tell us about how planets form and evolve over billions of years. Saturn also has many satellites, more than 80. One of them, Titan, has attracted special attention from scientists. Titan is the only satellite in the solar system with a dense atmosphere and rivers, lakes, and seas of liquid methane. This makes it one of the prime candidates for the presence of life. Both Jupiter and Saturn remain some of the most interesting and mysterious objects to explore. Their scale is astounding, and the secrets they hide inspire astronomers around the world to make new discoveries. Perhaps one day we will be able to unravel all their secrets and realize how amazing our cosmic home is. If you want to continue your journey through the solar system and learn more about the amazing planets and phenomena of the cosmos, be sure to subscribe to the channel and give us a like. Let's discover the mysteries of the universe together. Greetings to all space enthusiasts. Today, we're going on an incredible journey deep into time to learn how our solar system was formed. It's a story that spans billions of years and is one of the most fascinating in the study of astronomy. It all started about 4.6 billion years ago. At that time, a huge cloud of gas and dust existed in one region of our galaxy, the Milky Way. This cloud is called the solar nebula. Under the influence of gravity, this giant gas and dust cloud began to shrink. At the center, where the gravitational pressure was greatest, a protostar, our future sun, began to form. When the core of the nebula reached a certain temperature, thermonuclear reactions began. The solar wind from the newborn luminary began to disperse the remaining gas and dust into the surrounding space, and then the sun became the full-fledged star, emitting the light and heat we know today. As the sun continued to heat up, there were remnants of gas and dust around it that began to coalesce into larger formations. This process is called accretion. Over time, these small particles formed planetesimals, the first embryos of planets. Over time, through mutual collisions and gravity, the planetesimals merged to form planets. The inner planets, Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, were formed from heavy elements such as iron and silicon. They became rocky and dense because the solar wind drove the lighter gases and volatile elements farther from the sun. But the outer planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, formed from ice and gas that were farther from the sun, where temperatures were lower. These planets became giant gas and ice giants with massive atmospheres of hydrogen and helium. As the largest planet in our solar system, Jupiter played an important role in its formation. Its enormous gravity cleaned up the space around it, absorbing many planetesimals or ejecting them outside the solar system. This prevented the formation of another gas planet between Mars and Jupiter, and the remaining material formed the asteroid belt. Jupiter may also have influenced the inner planets. For example, its gravity could have affected the orbits of the planets and even slowed their formation. Without Jupiter, our solar system might look very different. Our planet, Earth, is located in what is known as the habitable zone, a region around the sun where the temperature allows water to exist in liquid form. It is the presence of water that made the Earth habitable. One of the most exciting theories for the formation of the Moon states that it arose after the Earth collided with a hypothetical Mars-sized planetary body called Theia. As a result of this colossal event, a huge amount of material was ejected into space, from which the Moon was eventually formed. Along with planets, there are many small bodies in the solar system, asteroids, comets, and dwarf planets. Asteroids are mostly found in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter and are remnants of matter from which planets would have formed if not for the influence of Jupiter. Comets, on the other hand, are much farther out in the so-called Oort cloud. These icy bodies sometimes approach the Sun, forming long tails as the ice and gases begin to vaporize under the Sun's heat. Pluto was once considered the 9th planet in the solar system, but after the discovery of many other celestial bodies in the Kuiper belt, it was reclassified as a dwarf planet. The Kuiper belt is a region filled with icy bodies and asteroids that lies beyond the orbit of Neptune. Pluto remains one of the most interesting objects to study, especially after the New Horizons mission, which gave us the first detailed images of this distant planet. The solar system continues to evolve. Eventually, in about 5 billion years, the Sun will use up its fuel and become a red giant. It will expand and swallow Mercury and possibly Venus. Earth will also be at risk, but it is not yet known for sure whether it will be absorbed or thrown into a more distant orbit. When the Sun sheds its outer layers, it will become a white dwarf, a small but very dense star that will take billions of years to cool down. The planets that survive this catastrophe will continue their orbit around the new, dimmer Sun. The history of the formation of the solar system is a fascinating process that continues to this day. We continue to learn about the origin and evolution of planets and small bodies, and each new spacecraft and mission.